Hi, we have a red-blue color mashup for you. So, what are we going to expect? Some purples per se? I don't know. Let's find out. On the left-hand side, being mixed currently, that's transparent oxide red. In the middle is cadmium red deep, and the bottom is cadmium scarlet. On the right-hand side, that's cerulean blue from top to bottom. So I think you can already see red and blue do make a purple, but not in this case. We are looking at hue value chroma in play with these pigments. Why do I say that? Because we are changing the color, which is the hue. We are changing the value structure. We are changing the chroma. When we mix paints, we really want to understand the chemistry of what's going on, so to speak. We want to see how these pigments function more than the color theory element of it. So where we're at right now, I'm bringing in a secret guest color. That's right, it's cadmium yellow. And look at how much more these pigments change. Look at how the hue value chroma shifts yet again. I hope you find this very interesting. I certainly do. Take care. Hey there, we have a permanent green color mashup for you. On the right-hand side, that's the permanent green from top to bottom. On the left-hand side, we have three different pigments. The top is Indian yellow being mixed currently. The middle is transparent oxide red. And the bottom is cerulean blue. What I'm looking to talk about here is really the hue, the value, and the chroma, as well as temperature. I want you to look and see if you can describe what these things are doing. So with each mixture, the permanent green is being altered by the other hue. It is also true that, for instance, the cerulean is being affected by the permanent green. But we're really trying to focus on the permanent green simply because it's our baseline color. It's the constant in each mixture. So in the commentary, see if you can put down what you think is going on. Here we go with a secret guest color. That's right, titanium white. Look at how that shifts. Was this predictable to you? Let me know. The last secret guest color, it's magenta. And here it is. It is such a diverse color compared to what else is going on. I really hope you enjoy these mixtures. Take care. Hey there, we have a Viridian color comparison this time round for you. On the left-hand side, there are three different companies of Viridian paint being represented. The top being mixed currently, that's Williamsburg. In the middle is Old Holland, and the bottom is Rublev color, also known as natural pigment. The color on the right-hand side is Indian yellow from top to bottom. What I'm really looking to do is to show you how similar or different each of these Viridians are. It turns out that each brand is using the same color code. It's PG18. That doesn't mean that each formula is the same to create their paint. They are clearly very similar. But the secret guest color, in this case, cadmium orange, and the last color that's coming up, titanium white, shows some really interesting shifts away from the Viridian green from the tube. I hope you enjoy seeing this. I find this completely fascinating. These mixtures are pretty unique. I also want to give you a heads up. Stay tuned for a color course that I'll be offering shortly. Check out my Instagram. Take care. Okay, here we go. We have a color mashup with many colors that are in the bottom of the bucket of my community colors. I have these community colors that I keep in my studio for the students to examine and test and play around with and to use. So on the left-hand side from top to bottom, the color on the top is Indanthrone blue. In the middle, being mixed currently, that's Hansa yellow deep. And on the bottom is Windsor emerald. On the right-hand side from top to bottom is one pigment. It's quinacridone magenta. So we get to see these really interesting mixtures that occur between these colors. And what the purpose is in this mashup is literally to just explore in different ways than maybe I've done before, and to see what the results are. So with each of these three colors on the left, we can now mix them into each other in order to see how they modify things. So they themselves are their own secret guest color. We do have another secret guest color coming up after this last mixture, and it's titanium white. Yeah, not very exciting maybe, but it does prove a point. Look at how the white brings down the chroma in each of these mixtures and also brightens the value. I say that all the time. I hope you enjoy it. Take care. Here we go. We've got some really interesting colors this time around. So on the left-hand side from top to bottom, that is raw sienna being mixed currently. In the middle is Severs green, and the bottom is indigo. On the right-hand side, that is ultramarine violet from top to bottom. Quite an interesting and beautiful color. What's really going on here is that I want you to understand when you mix two pigments together, you really have to agitate it quite a bit. You need to work out that mixture until it is complete. Sure, you might want to get a little bit of a dither of color going, but believe it or not, you do need to experience what it takes to mix, like for instance, that indigo with that ultramarine violet. It needs a lot of back and forth, picking up, laying down, folding into itself. We've got two secret guest colors that I'm bringing in. This one's titanium white, and you can see how it lowers chroma and lightens. Each mixture, it's doing the same thing. Lower chroma, lighten, lower chroma, lighten. And then we have cadmium red scarlet coming in, this last one. Check out how these work. They're pretty amazing. Take care. Let's check out three different brands of alizarin crimson pigment. On the left-hand side from top to bottom, the first being mixed currently is Michael Harding. In the middle is Old Holland, and the bottom is Winsor Newton. On the right-hand side from top to bottom, I've got three separate piles of Kremnitz white. In each mixture, I'm using the entire pile of white just to keep the white content more or less consistent. We get to see differences in each brand's pigmentation based on what their formula is. I will be bringing in a couple of guest colors. The first will be cadmium yellow medium, and the second will be cadmium green pale. In the commentary, you'll be able to read a little bit more about what the differences are between these three brands of alizarin crimson. But I do encourage you to write in my commentary your own observations. Look at that color. Isn't that great how that yellow punches the red pinkishness into an orangey color? And then this cadmium green pale. What does that do? I really hope you enjoy seeing these changes and shifts. I really have fun being able to make these. Take care. Have fun. There is so much going on in this color mashup. Let's see if I can just get through the description. It's happened to me before, and I've been able to get through it. Let's see what happens. Okay, on the left-hand side, we have three different pigments. They are all the same color code, PV19. That's right, PV19. The top pigment is permanent violet medium. The middle, being mixed currently, is permanent magenta. And the bottom one is quinacridone rose. On the right-hand side, from top to bottom, that's cadmium green light. What's going on is that the same pigment is being handled differently by each company. And in doing so, how they prepare it, they might cook it, they might heat it and cool it. How hot do they heat it? How quickly do they cool it? Things like this modify what one pigment will ultimately look like. So you're seeing the interaction of the green versus these different options of PV19. Here we go with the secret guest color, titanium white. It modifies the mixture in a very particular manner. We have one more secret guest color. It's cadmium yellow lemon. In the commentaries, see if you can give me an idea of what you think. Take care. Greetings, everybody. We have a black and yellow color mashup. So on the left-hand side, being mixed currently, that's cadmium yellow lemon. In the middle on the left is cadmium yellow, and the bottom is cadmium yellow deep. On the right-hand side, from top to bottom, is ivory black. Look at how interesting these mixtures are right off the bat. Yellow and black seem to make green. It makes sense. The ivory black is rather blue-black, and the yellow, well, that's rather yellow, so blue and the yellow make green. But in this last mixture, they actually go a little bit of a different direction because that cadmium yellow deep happens to be slightly orangish. Magenta is the secret guest color of choice, and we see this get pushed into a totally different range of color options. And finally, one more color to bring in as a secret guest color, titanium white. Read in my description sort of about yellow as a visual element. It's very interesting how we see yellow. It's very interesting how we see all colors. I hope you enjoy this. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey, so I'm outside recording the audio for this mashup. If it gets a little windy, just go with it. We've got a beautiful set of colors here. We've got cadmium red deep on the top there on the left, being mixed currently. In the middle is raw umber, and on the bottom is phthalo turquoise. The color on the right-hand side from top to bottom is titanium white. So I'm really interested in using an amount of the pigment on the left in order to get a shift to occur in the white. And you can see that, for instance, with that phthalo turquoise, it takes very little to get a reaction to occur. And that's typical. I mean, phthalo is very powerful. What else is going on is these colors themselves on the left are also the secret guest colors. Look at that. Taking a little bit of raw umber, mixing it into that phthalo blue-white mixture, and we get to see a result that happens. The blue goes in the red, and you guessed it, the red goes in the middle mixture of raw umber. Once more, we use these colors to create a third iteration. It's very interesting. I hope you enjoy this. Take care.